pull up for live.
Alright.
I have to get the stream open here so I can read the. Oh, damn it! I have to put the chat in.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go get the chat. Where the hell is it? Okay. Okay. I got the chat. Now I have to
Hey guys, I guess I was wrong.
I just wanted to make a podcast episode after everything that happened yesterday and today because, in all honesty, not only do I want this podcast episode to solve everything up, I want to teach an important lesson to all of you. You know? Like, situations like this are not unique to what just happened. In all friendships, everyone fights. Everyone disagrees with each other over stupid shit.
I've had that before.
And that's why I wanted to make this episode.
Yeah, Shnick is hosting this. He's doing the producing of it in case I have to leave for work.
Yeah.
And he's not done talking.
And yeah, Pokesaurus, I'm okay.
Yeah. I really don't know the full story of what's happening because I had to work yesterday.
Well, I want to give my side of the story, the way I saw things, because I don't know if I made that clear. So, what happened was yesterday.
Well, so from what sorry to interrupt you. So from what I've heard is when my friend Matt came on the podcast to talk about his issues with the podcast, and you mentioned the video. Mario didn't like you mentioning that video to Matt.
Well, what happened was, yeah, on the podcast episode, I noted in response to Hauser's criticisms, I noted that we're not always perfect, but sometimes we just get the perfect mesh together, and stuff like the Crash Bash stream happens where everyone plays their part. Like that stream had a whole lot of action to it. It was just an elaborate prank on one person. And I guess Mario felt hurt that I brought up the stream to Hauser. I mean, I don't know why he would be upset over that, because it's not like Hauser is just an entirely unknown person. I mean, he's your friend, right?
Yeah.
So, and he didn't seem bothered by it at the time. And in all honesty, if he was bothered by it, he should have just said something right after the stream. So, because he chose to remain silent, I just thought nothing of it. It's just, oh, I mentioned a good time we had. Sure. Then what happened at yesterday, I called Mario because I thought we were having the podcast and I wanted to get ready for it. Then right out of nowhere, he tells me, Shnick, I'm going to tell something. I need to tell you something you're not going to like. I'm like, yes. And he says, I don't want you mentioning the Crash Bash stream to any new people. It was one of my lowest points, and I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. And I'll admit, at first I kind of gave him the silent treatment because I know he meant no harm with it, but Still, I brought up Mario's acting like this is the first time it ever happened. We have plenty of recurring people in the stream chat. I've brought up the Crash Bash stream, Brandon Shrek on Xbox freakout, my freakouts from my own Let's Plays many, many, many times, and there was never a problem. And now suddenly it's a problem. He's telling me I feel hurt anytime you bring it up. So I just felt immense guilt, anger over the fact that he chose to remain silent all this time. And sure, he talked it over with me. He got Brandon to try and talk it over with me. But one thing he didn't mention on his own stream is that after a very brief talking to, he and Brandon just kind of left me on my own.
Yeah.
They, like, essentially, Mario just started playing around with a corrupting tool to, like, corrupt NES ROMs, and most of the night, he and Brandon were just... Huh?
In the stream, he did mention he thought you fell asleep or something.
I did fall asleep. Because, simply put, the only time they would ever talk to me after that brief talking to, like, the way he made it out to you was that they were sticking with me because I just needed someone to talk to. They proceeded to never talk to me throughout the entire night unless I said something to them. Like, that was not the way... I don't think that was the way to go about it, if we're being honest. Like, just giving me that bombshell and then proceeding to just say, sorry you feel that way, and then just never mention it again.
Oh, well, sometimes, like me, sometimes I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words sometimes.
I mean,
I don't know if that's the same case for them.
And that's the important lesson to take from this. Issues like this, sure, you might not know what to say, but sooner or later you're going to have to figure it out because you don't want to just have this in the back of your head forever, you know?
Yeah, that is bad, keeping things with you for years and years, because I know how that feels sometimes. It's unresolved issues.
Yeah. So, I fall asleep because, in all honesty, Hawk came in the call, and the thing is, they were not going to let him in, but I told them to, because honestly, it's been a while. I did want to genuinely talk to him. But eventually I just fell asleep because, I don't know, I was getting tired, and I didn't want to abruptly leave the call and, I guess, disappoint them or make them think something was wrong. You know?
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you today, so I did kind of in Skype because I see if you're feeling better. Because time I got home last night at 5, you were already asleep. I'm guessing, and I was stressed out at work. I was worried yesterday too, but also work yesterday was a fucking nightmare because people called off again. And I was doing 2 jobs at once. But so yeah. This is, and I can't also say I can't think right now. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Brain not working hardly ever.
But so yeah, Vandalia. I was at the movie theater, and Vandalia was saying, "Why don't you stream on my channel? This way you can." I mean, I think it was a joke, but you were telling me to get you some viewing hours. But
yeah, that too.
I also saw it as a chance to let the incident off my chest because. So I started streaming, not helping matters as I rage quit Breath of the Wild because I was fighting enemies too strong for me.
Yeah, that's also. Oh yeah, I mentioned that in Mario's stream, but I was hoping when you streamed, you'd call me so I could help you out or something.
I didn't know if you were available. Like I was just waiting to start the stream, and then maybe you jump in.
Well, I would have, but like I said, I guess YouTube doesn't let me know if I'm. YouTube I can't talk. I guess YouTube doesn't let me know that I'm streaming. It lets me know
Yeah.
if you're streaming or Mario's streaming or Brandon's streaming. So I have notifications for your own stream because
Oh Jesus. Your microphone. Something's wrong with it.
hello,
Yeah,
can
I
you hear me?
hear you.
Yeah. So like I said, I guess YouTube doesn't let you know you're streaming yourself because there's no way to notificate yourself that you're streaming. 'Cause it gets to assume that you're streaming. So I had no idea you're even streaming those whatever long you're streaming for.
Yeah, that's true. But
But
so eventually, I ended up. Well, this is the part I kind of. Well, what happened later is the part that I kind of regret. I kept noting how I felt like I was not allowed to have fun on stream no more because I couldn't bring up any of the incidents I was bringing up. I'm not allowed to do it because, let's face it, they were saying I can reference. Mario and Brandon were saying, yes, you can still reference it when it's amongst us. But do they not realize I got a big bombshell dropped on me? Like, you feel embarrassed
well,
anytime I bring up that stream or anything like that. I mean, sure, Brandon was feeling embarrassed anytime I played audio from like his Shrek freak out as a joke, but I always felt like he was playfully going along with it, knowing that I didn't really mean any harm behind it. But the way
I don't
Mario,
know if he's
huh?
sorry. I don't know if he's too embarrassed about it, because it's if he was embarrassed about it, he would delete it from his channel and it's still on his channel.
Exactly. But the whole thing is saying I don't want you bringing it up to new people. I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. Something like that. When you drop that bombshell, I can't just go back and watch those streams again the same way. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
At first, before you said that to me, I thought, oh, sure, it was ridiculous. We were all ridiculous, but you know what? It's a lot of fun to rewatch how ridiculous we were. Then you tell me, don't tell new people about it. It makes me look crazy. I'm gonna think, oh, I guess that stream wasn't that fun, huh?
Well, well, sometimes we are embarrassed what we did in the past, but later on we can look back at it.
And that's
And
exactly what I thought was going on. Mario was regretful about his actions on that stream at first, but then he kind of embraced it. That's why he had fun. I think he had fun watching the edited version I put on his channel. You know?
or maybe he'll feel that way again someday. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just right now he's because sometimes I'm embarrassed of stuff that I've done in the past.
And I'm certainly embarrassed by some of my rage moments on stream because let's just say that stuff like Shrek, Toy Story, CN Racing, some of my bigger rage moments, Walt Disney World Quest, me constantly whining about how it killed my PS1. Ooh. That's
And
not something I would just go showing to anyone. But when I'm on YouTube, I just bring it up and I just playfully acknowledge that, yeah, it
you're
happened.
you're in the moment.
I am in the moment. I was in the moment when I made that stream. And then to hear Mario constantly harp on the fact that I apparently called him a certain expletive, which I don't even remember doing. I remember saying that all of us could be pricks at one point, but I don't remember saying,
It's I guess we'll never know
yeah, we're not
because
gonna know because
because
because after Chloe gave me a pretty angry lecture, which she later apologized for on Mario's stream, I just felt I made the wrong choice to start streaming, and I deleted it as soon as it appeared in Vandelia's list, and it is gone. And honestly, I'm happy it's gone.
but yeah, as for I've had this hopefully like I said, hopefully this all resolves itself sooner rather than later because
Well, the whole point of this stream is I want to resolve it. I just want. It's just that in his own stream, Mario's painting himself like a saint. Like, he refused to acknowledge any wrongdoing. We have to, as when it comes to disagreements, the only way to resolve it is when both parties confess. Because in reality, in most of these situations, nobody's really right or wrong. I mean, well, everyone has their own reasons for doing it, but in order to resolve everything, everyone needs to understand everyone's perspective, and that's how we can come to an agreement.
Ugh. God, God, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I agree with that. I think.
I'm trying to see if anyone's even watching this, because this is very important to learn. Like, know that in fact, Mario and Brandon once told me that they themselves have gotten into very, very severe fights. From what I've heard, worse than this. Yet they still talk to each other. But
Yeah, I wish Miles Skype me and said he didn't want to talk right now. I talked to him after the stream for a project thing, but
he doesn't want to talk right now.
At least he did. That's what he said about an hour ago, before I started my stream.
Well, the whole thing is, I don't think remaining silent about this was going to fix things. So that's the one thing I don't regret, bringing this issue to light. Because in all honesty, I know that many people don't like making these issues public, but ultimately it usually is for the best. People have to know what... That's why strong communities come together and help resolve things. Strong bonds.
And I do agree it's best to know both sides of the story, because, like in history, usually they say in history, the winners write the history, and then the losers just get whatever the winners say about them.
Yeah.
And
but I just feel that part of the reason I also wanted to host this podcast episode was because I'm certain some people that are watching now doubt that agreements can be made about disagreements. But I have stories. I'm sure Vandelia has stories.
Yeah.
Like Blaze 1776, we had a massive falling out at one point. If you don't know who he is, he's like a real life friend of mine that guest starred on the podcast a handful of times, but we had a pretty big falling out at one point that got better.
Yeah, I had, thinking of friends, I had a big disagreement with Hauser one time. We were he was driving, I was in his car, we were driving, and I think we were looking to buy, he's looking to buy either Nintendo or Super Nintendo games, or a new Super Nintendo system thing for his channel. And I don't know what it was about, but I just got upset about something. And I said I don't want to talk about it right now, and he kept on poking me about it, and it got me. I just kept quiet, and he got mad about it because he got mad because I didn't want to talk about it. I think I might have mentioned in my Facebook post at the time, but yeah, I forget what it was even about at this point. I just remember I was upset. I was just, when I'm upset, I usually just clam up. I guess it's react, because I'm not, I either clam up and keep all my feelings inside and try to calm down, or I just explode and go crazy. Like, so we didn't talk for a bit, and well, eventually we made up, obviously, because we're still friends. But like I said, I have no idea what the initial disagreement was about. Just I just didn't want to. I guess I didn't want to yell at him over it. That's why this
I
was.
mean, sometimes it's probably best to forget what caused things, like
Yeah,
because usually it is in the past. Like really, the important thing is you look, and if you real, that's the that's the strange thing about friendship. If you really think it's worth saving, you look towards how you what you can do to fix it, as opposed to just thinking, "Oh, it's over. Oh well."
yeah. You know, the only time I really got I raged at somebody was like a few months ago or weeks back in the summertime before the bully stream that we made that uh, somebody at work was acting like my high school bullies, and I just lost it. I just raged right there, and actually broke something. I actually broke something at my work because I was
Jesus.
that angry about it because it flashed like I guess it's I consider it PTSD or something like that, or
Yeah.
whatever that is. Or I was like just flashback to high school, and I just snapped.
Okay.
But yeah, because I guess he wasn't really my friend. He's my coworker, so nothing really lost there. We talk. He apologized later, I guess, and we kind of we chat. We get him through drive through, but yeah, if I'm mad. When I'm mad, I either clam up or I just rage. It,
Well, when I get mad, usually um it leads to it's kind of hard to describe. Like I guess you could say it kind of leads to reactions like this where I can't let things go. But still, usually when I get mad nowadays, it's usually because the other person refuses to admit their faults, even when I get to the point where I'm ready to admit mine.
yeah. Usually, I forget if it's not that big a deal. I forget things like I forgot whatever happened with me and Matt. Other things I'm only reminded of when people keep on when I'm if I keep on getting reminded of it. I can't forget. Like it happens, something happens day in and day out over and over again, and that's when it gets in my stays in my memory, and uh, I guess I say it haunts me, I guess, or just like something that's becomes part of who I am. If you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I'll definitely say there's things I did that I'd rather forget about. Like, well, I was gonna say how me and Blaze 1776 had a bit of a falling out. Essentially, it was his graduation party, I think, from elementary school. And, well, don't forget, this is middle school Shnick we're talking about. I had a bit of an inflated ego. And, yeah, I know, middle school Shnick story, but I don't think I'm intending for this to be funny or anything. But essentially, at his party, there were all these kids were like using water guns and we were getting to water squirter fights. I acted like a total prick and or dare I say dick, which I was. And I was basically proclaiming myself to be like the best water gun fighter ever. Like I kept saying how everything had to be done by my rules and everything. All the other kids just looked at me like I was crazy. And
Isn't that what kids do?
yeah,
Isn't that a kid thing? Of
yeah.
course, we
So I
adult things do
grabbed the
sometimes.
best water gun and I wouldn't give it back. So I took it into my backyard away from his backyard. And all of his friends and my sister walk up to me and they were basically telling me to cut the shit. And I basically wasn't having it. I don't know what I said. All I know is that my sister stood up for everyone. And I think I may have said something along the lines, if you don't stop bullying me, I'm gonna squirt you. And thing is, my sister's very athletic. So I
She
ended
kicked
up
your butt.
well, no, she did something even more humiliating that I deserved. I started squirting her all over her body, including her face, and she just stood there and took it. Like she was literally like the tyrant from Resident Evil or like Nemesis, Mr. X. Nothing phased her.
She was the hero of the story.
She was freaking Superman. And one of his friends, I remembered specifically calling out, "See? It does nothing!" And I just had a big ego. I threw down the water gun. I went inside. And I just started playing PlayStation. I put a phone call to my dad saying that Blaze 1776 was bullying me. He got super pissed off, saying I shouldn't go over to see him anymore. And my sister later brought me a snow cone from his party. I only took it begrudgingly, and admittedly, I ended up dropping it on the floor, albeit by accident. And you know what the really funny thing is about this whole situation?
What?
Blaze had basically nothing to do with it. He was not among the kids. He was just off in his backyard, greeting family members or something.
Did your sister tell your dad what happened after you told him your opinion?
Yeah, she did, and my dad. And, well, I made up with him, but there actually was a period of uneasiness. Like, I wasn't able to go see him because his parents were pretty mad at me.
Yeah.
But eventually, my sister, when she came home from, like, a vacation, she went to them, I went over, and we just kind of made up.
Now, is that the same people that your parents had disagreement with, too, last week?
No, it's not the same people.
Oh.
Well, my mom. Well, it's not the same people, but yeah. So
Because that's another thing. I mean, you guys are like I say, you guys are you and Mario are both young to fit the work, 18 and 21.
yeah,
But I guess when you're young, when you're younger, emotions can be a little high sometimes because you're still developing. But even your parents, adults, can disagreement like your parents had this disagreement with about the birthday party.
yeah.
I guess.
Well,
It'll be disagreement would that be disagreement?
I don't think that would be, but bottom line is the point I was trying to get was the ego of a stupid idiot almost destroyed a friendship for no reason.
But you made up eventually.
We did. And see, that's the part of the lesson I wanted to say. We recovered after that. That's kind of the magic with friendships. When they're that strong, they can recover from, like, seemingly the worst things imaginable.
Yeah. I wish some people were in chat so they could.
I wish. Like, it looks like people are watching, but I guess they just have nothing to say.
Yeah.
And that's fine. This is not an easy subject to talk about.
Yeah.
I really have to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to leave. Oh, Sparrow's here.
Oh. Yay, Sparrow. I look at other things. Yeah, this is sometimes this is why, at least for me, sometimes two people, one or two people podcast or live streams can. I mean, I guess when you're live streaming game, it's different because you're focused sometimes you're on the game. But when you're on podcasts, it's like with only two people sometimes, or it works with one person, you run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, the important thing to wait a sec. He's putting. We're getting responses in the Discord chat, but not here. But that's okay. I need to look at this. Like, all I'm saying is that. What the hell? Oh, it was just a simple comment. That's all. I mean, trying to, like, think of times where.
If I had more time, I could probably remember some stuff. But the problem is sometimes when you're on the what's the word? Not stress. You on the line? No, you're on the. I can't think of the word now. But when you're up on stage, you can't remember. You
You
can't
get, like,
remember.
stage fright of some kind.
Like yes, but yeah. I guess if we had more time, I could think of stuff. But my mind's a blank.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's issues where this happened before.
I mean, the thing I wanted to point out is that stuff like this always happens. Oh, excuse me. But let's see. Oh, Jester Man says, sorry if I'm not very talkative. I don't know if I should judge other people's relationships.
And people just argue, and sometimes they're just in bad moods.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, it's just. I know it's sometimes not the brave. Sometimes it's a very brave thing to do, but ultimately, usually when it comes to arguments like this, both people have things that were wrong. Like in your situation, I guess Hauser should have at least figured out what your situation was, what you were feeling, and maybe you should have you should have known that your emotions should be controlled.
Yeah, I guess sometimes keeping quiet is a bad. Keeping quiet thinking about things could be bad too, or saying the wrong way if you're kept quiet. If you're just like people, I guess when you're quiet about things, people might assume things.
Yeah, like honestly, remaining silent about this and not confronting it, like I just don't think that was going to make things better. And it's like, how did I feel yesterday when, after just a short little talking to, like the incident was just completely forgotten about, and it was just, oh, I'm screwing with Legend of Zelda. I'm screwing with this Namco arcade game using a corruptor. Isn't that cool?
See, I was gonna bring up this chat yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, I had my phone out and I was doing dishes back. I had my phone out yesterday for the podcast. I could listen to you guys talk about stuff, and then like 10:30 rolled around. I'm like, huh, what's happening? Like I'm like, what's what's happening? Did they not do it today?
I mean, in
And I
all honesty, well, I think Mario told you this, that you didn't want I didn't want the podcast postponed because then I was gonna blame myself even more for getting it postponed. In retrospect, I think we needed to do this yesterday, so that way everything that happened
uh,
today would not have happened. That's what silence does.
Let's see. Okay. It's Skype chat. I said, I'm guessing you got delayed. And Mario said, delayed as in pushed tomorrow. Let me explain what happened. So Shnick got upset because I asked him not to reference my Crash Bash stream to new people. I didn't want new people to get the wrong idea. He took the situation too hard to the point that I cannot stream the podcast. I can't leave him alone in this state. I didn't have anything to say in the podcast, and there's just nothing I can do. So I decided the best course of action was to cancel the podcast and push it to tomorrow. Currently, Brandon and I are with him. I said, okay, hope he feels better.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, not to point fingers at anyone, but they were. It's funny how they mentioned they were with me. It's kind of ironic, really, because right after they sent that message, they pretty much just didn't even acknowledge I were there unless I spoke up.
This was about 10:36 our time last night.
I mean,
and I replied back at 10 about 11. I replied back about 11. I said, I hope you feel better when I got clear again at work.
I personally thought I was better, but the fact that everyone chose to remain silent about it and just hope it would go away on its own, I think that was wrong, because I still had those emotions bottled up in me, and I just let it all out.
So why didn't you say anything last night?
Why didn't I say anything?
You said they didn't talk unless you talked.
I was just I don't know. Like, I just felt like if I brought it up again, they were just going to give me the same generic speech, but it honestly felt like they just didn't care. Like, they just thought, oh, we just need to tell them this and then it'll be done. So I figured, I mean, the funny thing is, I kept hearing, anytime I did speak up, I would keep saying how I wasn't feeling good about myself. I would not get a response. Because, yeah, there were times when, I mean, honestly, most of what I brought up, admittedly, was some of the things I said were, I'm not feeling good about myself, no response from any time. I feel like, I think I need shitty RPG, no response. The only time I got a response was when I referenced Shrek.
Like what'd you say? What'd they say?
I would just say, no, like they would say, no, once they would say, like I guess during their Zelda corruption, I guess the old man became an enemy because the game got confused. I was like, no, and then I said, no, the old man is Shrek in disguise, and then they basically laughed and said, yeah, he is. It's kind of akin to. Did you want to say something?
I guess, well, two things. I guess Shrek brings people together.
Shrek is life, I suppose.
And also thinking, you and me had disagreements too.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about this earlier, but I forgot. There was that one time you wanted to do KH2 recording, but it was my dad's birthday and I fell asleep. But you thought I was ignoring you, so you ended up recording a Skype video message, basically chastising me for doing the silent treatment. And then I wake up like an hour or so later, I'm like, whoa, geez, and then I went and talked to you about it, and we resolved that right there with just a simple talk.
And I deleted it afterwards because I was just angry because I thought you were just ignoring me. Like, I mean, the time I understood that at the time I was mad, because I could be doing something, productive, I guess, but I guess when you're just waiting forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, just like, okay, come on, do something. At the time I didn't want to start anything else, so I had to, in order to have to stop in the middle of it. I hate doing that, starting something and all of a sudden, click, like you're making a video and the phone rings all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me many, many times.
And I got upset. I think I got upset. I don't know what was happening Monday. I think I got upset. I got upset with you Monday, but we got over it.
What happened Monday?
I was stressed out about the live streaming thing, trying to get the game working.
Yeah, yeah. When I was playing Resident Evil 7,
And
because I'll admit I was invested in the game, and I guess you were just mad that I wasn't contributing.
yeah, because the day before you said, "Oh, I'll watch it because I have nothing about the game. I will know about it." Like, okay, I'll live stream it then. And I was with that it's like you were there. And plus, I was trying to figure out how the game works. Because the control wasn't working half the time and the keyboard wasn't working. I'm like, I was just getting angry about it. And I'm like, you did your usual K or want. I'm like, stop that.
I mean, well, two things. Number one, anytime I did the want want in front of like my ma or like any family members or anything like that, they would get pissed off with me. So eventually I stopped doing that. And that kind of goes back to what Hauser was saying, where anytime, like, and the thing is, it's not just the two of us. Like, I think Mario and Brandon are pretty guilty of it too. Well, practically everyone who's ever come on stream or anything. Like, one of us, whoever's streaming, will be doing one thing, and all the other people that might be in the Skype call are just not even acknowledging it. Like, we might have our own reasons for doing so, but that ends up bringing down whatever the stream is because it doesn't feel like it's an interactive stream.
Yeah, I guess I'm guilty of that too. I guess in, is growing up, I was taught not to interrupt, even though I was probably doing that more of the podcast. I was taught not to interrupt people. Some if I if I have to. I guess like I said, I guess in a podcast you're supposed to do that kind of thing. I guess that's my upbringing that I'm I'm usually quiet until somebody stops talking. Which is kind of hard sometimes, for me at least, when all of a sudden, this happens a lot in the podcast, other things too. There's a brief pause, and I'm like trying to. Now, so I said, all of a sudden I tried to say something like, "Hey," and all of a sudden you guys talking again. I'm like, "Damn it! I missed my opportunity to talk."
Yeah.
Even though maybe I should be more aggressive about that. Maybe I just say, "Hey, hey, 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 hey," or something like that.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe I'm just too passive.
well, not to brag, but I think we are making a step towards that because I think for the past almost an hour at this point, we have been just not letting people ramble on. Like, I feel like we've been, maybe we've accepted Hauser's criticism well. Like, we're at least trying to make the effort to make it like a real discussion.
So I think that's good. The original That's the original thing I wanted the podcast for, was discussing things.
Yeah. And but it's a good thing I stepped forward because I do think this had after everything that happened, like I just felt like I needed to clear the air and maybe it's like you're part of your new catchphrase, never stop learning, because truth is sometimes when we discuss topics I want people to learn from them.
So what are you feeling right now?
What am I playing?
Feeling.
What am I feeling? I'm kind of reflecting on everything that happened. Like, I definitely have regret. I mostly regret making that stream, but I don't have anything to worry about because it's gone and nobody can see it now.
Yeah.
See,
I
honestly,
I'm
if what Mario and Brandon felt about the Crash Bash stream and the Shrek freak out, if they felt the same way I did, they would have taken those down. They would just have to they would have to tell me. Like, all they had to do is just tell me this is embarrassing. I don't want people thinking of me the wrong way. I don't want this to be out. Do you understand? would have accepted it. But no, they went on and were pretending like, oh, it's just an entertaining, fun little joke. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah, after you talked about it, I went back and watched the video earlier today.
You did?
Yeah,
I mean,
mainly for my parts of it.
I mean, yeah, your parts were the most innocent, so. But that's the whole thing. Like, I just feel that they don't understand that they think that, oh, I'm just supposed to accept the claim and not be over dramatic about it. And I know I'm being over dramatic, but it kind of frustrates me how other people don't see how words can hurt. People like to pretend that's not possible, but truth of the matter, it is. Why do you think cyberbullying was a widely discussed issue?
Yeah, and
Like,
sometimes
yeah,
we're fast. Sometimes I've learned this about other people. Sometimes is being depressed and stuff isn't an issue thing. It's about things. Sometimes it's just. Sometimes it could be like. Sometimes it could be issues about stuff. Other times it could be chemical imbalance. You know, it could be a chemical thing like I'm wondering if I have autism or something, or maybe bipolar. I'm going to see. I'm seeing. I'm going to my doctor again for the first time in 6 months. See if I can get a therapist or a psychologist thing. So I was wondering because sometimes my emotions are all over the place. I get depressed a lot, especially at work.
Yeah.
And here and I get angry at stuff I shouldn't be angry about. I was wondering if I have issues that besides this issue, if my brain is just miswired or something.
I mean, well, the whole thing with me is another thing that kind of hurt was for both Mario and Brandon to claim that I've been depressed, I need to go see a therapist. I understand that it's just simply concern for my well-being, but did they just forget how I was behaving the last couple of days? Monday, I'm happy to be playing Resident Evil 7. Tuesday, I was happy to be part of a stream and accept Hauser's criticism. Wednesday night, I'm excited to hear that Brandon's officially coming to visit me, and I even celebrate by doing kind of a reaction video with him. I showed him parts of the cleanup version of the shitty RPG.
Oh
and
yeah, I was.
What? Yes.
Yeah, you're in the stream with us with me and Brandon were streaming the the crash race.
Yeah. And then I kept that attitude going until Mario dropped that bombshell on me. And then they're claiming, "Oh, you've been depressed all this time." And yeah, the thing with that is, yeah, I was feeling down back in January, but that was mostly due to a multitude of issues. The thing with depression, at least according to what I've read about it, is that there might be a couple of causes you know about, but at the end of the day, you don't really know what is the true underlying cause, and you just feel sad and you can't control it. When I was feeling sad, I knew all the causes. There was one friend I wanted to reconnect with, and then he was kind of being uncooperative. And then I just learned to just drop it. It's not worth it.
See.
Then, not to mention, this is my last semester of college, which has a lot of stress to it. Like,
unless you decide to get more degrees.
Yeah, like, but as it stands right now, this is the end of my school career, and I'm thinking to myself, where am I going to be after I graduate? Like
what job are you going? Because right now you have a job at your college, right?
I mean, I have a job in my college, but it's a student job.
Yeah, once you graduate, it's kind of you're no longer a student.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of uncertainty. I felt like I was having a lack of social interaction, but over the next month, I was making that better. Sure.
Yeah.
Reconnecting with that one. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, December and January were bad times for both of us. First started with me when I lost my voice back in the middle of December for like 3 weeks, and I couldn't talk to you guys at all. I couldn't communicate at all. It was just, besides some typing in chat, I probably started that thing because I couldn't do anything because I couldn't. And then right around the time I started getting better, you were off in Florida.
Yeah, not helping matters is that down in Florida, let's just say there's not a whole lot of social interacting I can do. Um, but yeah, over the next month after I got back home, I was steadily making improvements. Like, I think what I needed was to go back to school.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah. Sometimes not doing anything, just like in radio, like dead air, just being stagnant in your life can lead to stuff.
that's probably what happened with me. But I got myself more active. I got a gym membership at my school. I started working out a bit. I started interning on campus on top of my on-campus job. I was getting more involved with my classes, including my final class for my major, where I have to work with a group to put together the ultimate project. And on top of all that, I've been even keeping myself busy at home. I've been interacting with my mom and dad more, becoming more clean about any concerns I've had, as well as getting more involved around town. I've been volunteering with my dad. When it gets warmer out, I'm going to start jogging at a local park. Like just
It,
getting out of the house and doing things I think I need to do. That
yeah,
probably wasn't obvious at first, but I was feeling better.
I need to do that too. Last year, I didn't go. Usually every year I go bike riding. Last year I didn't go bike riding at all. I guess I just lost interest in it. I did have fun in Disney World with my sister last year for a bit because it was something different. It wasn't the same old stuff. Yeah, sometimes I get bored of the same old. I
That's that's exactly what happened with me because part of the reason why I started feeling like that was just because I was playing games constantly, and then I guess maybe it was me playing the same kinds of games, like maybe the crappy games I was let's playing, or just
like
doing a lot of the same stuff. I just got tired of it, and I just strived for something new.
yeah, like yes. Speaking of that, speaking of crappy games, sorry, I pushed KH on you.
Sorry you pushed KH on me.
If you didn't want to do it.
Um, well, there was pushing to record days, but then part of the thing, and there was also trying to 100% Cage 2 on
I
critical
know
difficulty.
that's just my one. That's my mindset. I guess
Wow.
when you start something, got to finish something. You know, is how I think. And two, I was still like until recently, until like a few months ago, until the beginning of the year. Recently, I had no idea why we why we didn't 100% change. I'm like what did we miss? What did the hell did we miss in that game? That it was like you said in the video, haunting us both. Until it wasn't until recently I found out. Oh, you can't get the final Keyblade until you beat the game, and you go back in the game and get. Yeah, apparently after you beat both Sora and Riku's story, both stories, you go back to Sora's story, and you get the ultimate Keyblade there in the final floor in the
Hmm.
treasure room, and then then that's 100%ed. And I did not know that until like a few months ago. So I'm like, so it was obsessing me. Like, plus the fact that it seemed like you're uploading every video but KH, and like we had like a 100 episode backlog, which is annoying me
Yeah, well,
sometimes.
I am going to slowly start getting better on that because, in all honesty, I just feel like that's what I need to tie up loose ends. Like, and this is like another lesson that could be learned. If there's something that bothers you, don't remain silent on it. Like I remained silent that I just wanted to let's play KH2 to the end of the game. I wasn't really looking to 100% it, but I just kind of went with it because I just didn't want to disappoint anybody.
Yeah.
But,
I guess I got overly excited about it. I'm like, come on. I was like, come on, all right. Like, all right, let's get those mushrooms. Let's get those data valves. Let's do it. Come on, we can do it. Come on. I guess I get. I get excited about KH. It's just.
I mean, I know I'm excited for KH3. In fact, I actually put in a pre-order with GameStop, but now in all honesty, ever since I got the Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked membership, I'm almost considering canceling the GameStop pre-order and moving it to Best Buy so that way I can get a bit of a discount.
Speaking of Best Buy, off topic, did you ever solve that?
Yeah, the money that was charged from my account got given back to me. So that's resolved.
Yeah.
Where is it? I finally got this game out of it. Thank God. Oh, but still, that's like something to really think about. Like, if there's something you want to hide, if there's something you feel like you're hiding from people, but are like you want to tell people that you're not comfortable with something, you disagree on something, but hold it in, like really that's something you need to approach people about. Like don't hold it in because it's only going to make it worse for yourself if you hold it in for so long and then you just let it out at the wrong time in the wrong place.
Maybe with the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like you're mad about someone else doing something, and then you go somewhere else, and somebody else says something that triggers you, and you yell at them. Then that's started a whole other problem, disagreement, friendship on this over here. We even dealt with this one over here, and because like I said in last year's podcast, a domino effect.
Yeah. I know that. I remember when we were reflecting, I remember we thought the Domino Effect episode was like one of the best episodes we made, and not to brag, but I hope this episode gets remembered.
Yeah. I just wish YouTube had better transcriptions things so we could get this transcribed better.
I mean, in all honesty, if Mario wants to work on transcriptions, um, and get to work for you, work that needs to be done, in all honesty, I could take over the podcast, make it my job to come up with topics to discuss.
Cool. That's the thing. That's the thing. The things I wanted to. Even though I have no idea how to do this in Discord because I'm still learning Discord myself.
From what I understand, it is not much different. All you have to do is make a Discord call. But I don't know about webcams or all that crap.
Well, besides that, obviously, that's a different subject for right now. But it was to what's the word? Create a new category, and the you know how Mario started the Discord group after the incident with the assholes in the Facebook group. You know about that because you were on Facebook. But
I heard what happened. I saw your stream and Mario told me.
Yeah, but anyways, so Mario started a group on Discord for us, but which you could be a part of too, which you're part of too since you have Discord. But anyways,
part of it.
Yeah. But
and I saw what you said, Pokesaurus.
Said I. So what was I thinking about? Oh yeah. So I wanted to start a new category there, not a new group itself, but new in the category where people could like just for topic ideas, where people in our little community of me, Pokesaurus, Sparrow, and Hauser, and us, we could list besides just a general chat where we just randomly chat, where we could just list ideas for the podcast, and we could check those things, or current topics or whatever. We could just list them there, and then when podcast day happens, we can go scroll through there and okay, and we can check off each topic as it happens. But right now, I asked with Mario being MIA, not MIA, but out of it right now, the issue, and even though Sparrow says something about how to create topics, I can't. When I looked at this Discord chat, I really don't see what he's saying. Or even if Mario has given us permission to start topics, if that's part of our thing, our power, because he's in charge of that thing. So that was my idea, that to start a topic just for topics ideas. So in case we had nothing to talk about, we could check the list and we can talk about that. Good for you, Pokesaurus. Good for you.
Yep.
Alright, so I really hate to cut this short. I wish other people were here, but
yeah.
It's 8:00. I have to get ready, and I still have to eat something.
I feel like both of us had said everything that needs to be said.
But at least between the two of us.
Yeah. The kind of message I wanted to bring is, today I created my own Crash Bash incident, except far worse. But none of that matters now because I got rid of it. No one can see it. I don't have to see it. And I can put it behind me. But everything that the way the incident got kickstarted by being told, by getting a bombshell that maybe I wasn't ready to get. I'm ready to put everything behind me, as long as Mario and Brandon, both of you are ready to put it behind you, and both of you admit that all of us had our part to play. All of us should have reacted differently. And I guess there's nothing else to say, but
yeah, I wish I had told work I could come in last night, so maybe I could help out last night when it was going down.
Well, this was just waiting to happen. The stars just aligned, and it was going to happen. But it doesn't. This doesn't have to be the end.
Well, hopefully, sorry, like I said, sorry, it's a short podcast, but hopefully, all of us will see you again Tuesday. Hopefully,
when I have to be back in my school, probably touring the hallways, but whatever.
Yeah. Like I said, too bad your laptop doesn't have internet Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Well, the thing is, I have Wi-Fi in my bedroom itself, but when people are trying to sleep, I can't just talk loudly in there.
Yeah, tell your roommates, hey, here, where do you say plugs real fast? Thanks.
Well, that's an idea.
But yeah, anyway, so hopefully all of us will see you all Tuesday, either for a podcast or maybe I'll do a live stream.
Either works.
Actually, we're both live streaming. But anyways, see y'all then. And remember, disagreements happen, but don't extend them longer than they need to be.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, Mario, Brandon, if you're watching this, I'll just be waiting for a Skype call. We can sort everything out there. That's how.
Never. Sorry,
Yeah, go on.
I'll go say my closing phrase.
I mean, well, everything can be sorted out there, and really, all of us were wrong. Me, you, Vandalia unintentionally, the people in the chat, everyone, everyone not knowing what to do led up to this. But like what Vandalia's closing phrase is, everyone learns from this kind of stuff.
So, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. We'll see you next time.
See ya.